Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing how to face your fears and take the risk. Overcome your fear and take risks. It's the only way that you're going to grow in this life. And that's 100% true. And once you get into your head that you are doing your future self a favor by taking the risks today, it'll be much more easier to make that decision for yourself in various aspects of your life. So how do we actually overcome fear? One of the methods that have helped me is to just switch my brain off. So I knew that I really wanted to do content, but I also know there's a ton of people that'll be watching me fail because, videos don't blow up, people don't watch your videos all the time, and it takes a long time for you to see growth. I felt the fear of being perceived hold me back. It took me 8 months of every single day thinking about making content to even make my first video, and the fear of being perceived just held me back so much in my life, to the point where I was just losing out on all the opportunities. And I was watching people around me succeed in what they were doing, and I wasn't even starting the things I wanted to start just because I was thinking, what's he gonna think? What's she gonna think? What's my parents gonna think? What's my family members gonna think? But at the end of the day, they're not paying your rent, they're not paying your bills, they're not doing anything for you except for giving their opinion. But giving opinion and chatting about somebody is free, but doing the work, that's the hard part. Okay, so you should really not put so much focus and importance on people talking about you, gossiping about you, thinking about you, because honestly, out of your control. And there's no greater honor than to actually try at something. Whether you fail or succeed does not matter. The process is what's important. Don't attach yourself to the outcome of things, attach yourself to the process of getting better. What I'd recommend is to literally just have a blank head. Okay, be like, I really want to do this thing. Don't think about why not. Don't think about why this wouldn't work. Don't think about who's going to talk about me, because at the end of the day, even if they talk, and what, like, literally think, every time you make an excuse for yourself, just say and what. Oftentimes we're so in our heads that we think the whole world cares about us. Most people don't care about you. Even people within your family, your close friends, they don't care about your life that much. They care about it obviously, but not that much to the extent you're thinking of. So once you start to get out of your head, once you realize that people have lives, they're not focusing on you trying and failing stuff, they're most probably going to be proud of you. Actually, that will help you break free from the fear of being perceived. And there's also exposure therapy. I'm sure you guys have heard of this before. It's where you do things that scare you and you overcome that, and you realize that, oh, it wasn't that scary. Oh, all my anxiety was a bit irrational. This task was not scary. Going out and doing this in public was not as scary as I thought in my head. So actually going ahead and taking actions regardless of what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and just taking action is the best way to overcome your fear of things. Up to you. Taking risks. Now, you need to take calculated risks in your life. Now, whether this be spending a lot of money on a certain craft or something you really want to invest in and you don't know if it's going to work, take calculated risks. Okay, don't take a risk where you're going to be left broke and in a very bad mental place. And if you're supporting somebody else in your life, you're going to be putting yourself and them at risk. You have to really take calculated risks. I suggest writing it down on paper. Make a pros and cons list. Make a timeline. Okay, make a timeline and be like, I want to do this now. How long is it going to take for me to actually see returns on this risk? For example, how likely is it for me to even get a return on investment for taking this risk? Is there even a high chance of me succeeding? Is there not? Is this venture free? Like, me taking the risk of starting social media is free. Obviously, besides the equipment I pay for and stuff like that, is basically free. You can make it on your phone. And okay, it's free, so there's not much holding me back. Whereas if you're actually trying to invest in a business and you're like, okay, well, I have to quit my job and I only have savings for like 2 months, is that a wise decision? Unless your business is already popping off or something, it's not the best decision to make. Make sure you have a longer backup plan, or be like, okay, if I can't afford rent for this month, I actually have somewhere to stay. Stuff like that. You have to actually be aware of your decisions and how they're going to impact your life in the long term. Don't be making decisions randomly. Like, why would you do that? I believe suffering is crucial in the life we live. Now, that does not mean unnecessary suffering where it's something you can prevent or stop, but I mean main life events that cause you and force you to change your perspective, your opinion, your thoughts, your feelings, the people in your life, your environment. It forces you to change things, and everything in your life suddenly just gets thrown up in the air, and you're like, what the hell is happening right now? That's the best thing to happen to you, you know, because more time you hit rock bottom when that happens. Like, you tend to hit your biggest fear, like having nothing working out for you, stuff like that tends to be most people's biggest fears, or at least one of their fears. And once that actually happens to you and you realize, okay, well, I'm not dead, like at least I'm breathing and I have water and I have some food, even if I don't have £100 or dollars or whatever in my bank account, I'm still living, breathing, and that's enough for me to actually start up again. Once you realize and you go through the worst, you know that you can overcome it. Like, you're not going to be as scared to see hardship again. Now, if you're somebody who has not experienced a lot of hardship, etc., that's still fine, but put into perspective that whatever issues that you're going through, they're going to be minuscule on the timeline of your life. Okay, what problems you're going through now, you have to think about it. Is it actually going to be affecting me in a year time? Is this fear that I have, if I start up this business idea, this fear that I have of it failing or people laughing at me, or I'm going to be embarrassed, okay, is this fear of mine, if it actually happens, is it going to last a long time? Are people going to be laughing at me for an entire whole year? No, they're going to forget about you after 2-3 days, you know. And when you start to put things into perspective, that's when things start to click in place and you realize I only have one life. Why would I disappoint me tomorrow for people today? Like, why would I do that? Are the people today even going to be with me tomorrow? They're probably not going to even be there, and they're doing what they want to do. So why aren't you doing what you want to do? Like, by putting your happiness into the hands of others in order for you not to be embarrassed or something, like, be embarrassed, okay? Be embarrassed and still do what you have to do, still do what you want to do. Be ashamed, okay? I failed, I lost all this money. You're ashamed of yourself, okay? And what? At least you tried, you know? And it's really, really powerful when you start to dig deep into your self-concept and you realize that your world revolves really around yourself. Like, it really does. Everyone lives in their own bubble and everyone thinks from their own perspective. What I like to say is that life is a big lottery game. If you were able to, if lottery tickets were free, okay, and there was a chance you could win $1 billion, yeah, how many lottery tickets would you take? And they're all free, and there's obviously a chance that you could win. How many lottery tickets would you take? You take as many as you could, right? Your life is the exact same. You have so many chances every single day, so many opportunities. You just need to open your eyes and change your perspective. Make your goal the forefront of your mind. Like, literally think about your goal all the time. Once you start thinking of your goal, your brain is programmed to spot opportunities that relate to your goal. If you're only thinking about red, you're going to see red around you. If you only think about blue, you're only going to see blue objects or products or whatever around you, okay? You're only going to see what you've highlighted in your brain. So if you start thinking of your goal, you're only going to see opportunities that relate to your goal around you. That's the best thing that can happen to you. And you should and perhaps at first, the first 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you're going to be like, I'm thinking about my goal, but nothing's coming to me. Keep doing it. Honestly, keep doing it. It can take up to months. You know, one time I was really trying to think of like a business idea, and I was like, I'm deleting Spotify, no more listening to music. Any free time that I have to just think about what I can start up, like what can I do, because I was just so stuck. And for entire 2 weeks on my way to uni and everything like that, my commute there, and even in between classes and stuff, I was literally just sitting in silence thinking, and I forced myself to think about it. And in the process of that, I came up with really, really good ideas. So it worked. So I recommend that you guys try doing the same thing, especially if there's something that you really, really want to attain and it's extremely important to you in your life. Think about it a lot, especially if you feel stuck. Put the distractions aside and think about it. Once you've thought about it, don't be scared to take the risk. Don't be scared of other people. Don't be scared of failing, because there's no point. Even if you fail, think about it. The things that you're scared of, think of the worst case scenario. Think of it happening, and what? Like, are you not going to survive it? Of course you're going to survive it. All fear is psychological except for death. So for you to think, oh, I failed, the fact that you've tried is a success. So what have you actually failed, you know? So it's all about perspective. So I hope you guys have taken something from this video and that it's helped you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.